So in addition to the regular monitoring monthly of progress as well as the work plan goals, on a quarterly basis, we have our grantees report their spending, and that's through the budget to actual reports. So this is where they would enter in their budget to actual information. It basically would populate the Q1 budget, so the information that they had entered in initially, and then they would have an opportunity to say what their actual spending looked like. They're able to track their variance, so they know when something is way off, and we're able to see easily when there have been major changes in spending, and we can address those. They're able to make notes, and we're able to make notes. They're also able to report what their match source is. Once they've submitted all of this information, this is when the portfolio manager, the finance team, and the compliance team get together. So each of us will review the budget to actual independently, and we'll mark off under approvers whether or not we've approved it. And then we will actually get together in a room and discuss any questions or issues we have with the reports. And once that's all set, we would submit for approval. So typically what that would look like is under approval history, each of our names would be listed, and once each person has reviewed, you would go ahead and click approve, and that is what triggers the final approval for payment. So unless all 3 people have hit approved, it would not advance forward to the payment. Once it does get approved, the way that we keep track of payments is also on Salesforce. So for payments, what that looks like is this. So it would be affiliated with a specific budget to actual report. It would only get triggered once the budget to actual had been approved by all 3 parties. And then the program officer would put in the quarterly grant award, and it would get adjusted by finance based on how much cash on hand the organization has based on their spending and how much money we had dispersed before. And then it gets approved by finance as well as our chief program officer, and all of the information surrounding it is documented. So when it was scheduled, when it was requested, when the actual payment was made, and what the check number was. In this way, we're able to keep track of where exactly the payment is and when it was sent out. Salesforce is also able to send out notifications for approvals. So once an organization has submitted their budget to actual, it will actually send me a notice as well as our finance and our compliance people, so everyone knows that there's a new budget to actual to review. And for something like payments, once the program officer puts in a payment request and the payment amount, that triggers an email notification that goes to the finance approver and the programs approver. And that means that these 2 people get a notification in their email. There are a few different ways that notifications could happen. We requested that they get sent to just our regular emails so that it sort of be right in our face. But what they are then able to do is they're actually able to see all of this information that's listed currently. So they'll be able to see the recommended amount as well as the cash on hand, as well as the fact that it's been approved by several other parties before. And they're able to actually approve or not approve this request directly through their email just by sending a approve or not approve message.